What is popping, y'all? It's me, Cloudboy Bales. Welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports Weekly. Unfortunately, the Packers fall to Detroit 24-14. It was just one of those games where you look at it and you go, you know what? There was just nothing going right for them today. Everything went right for Detroit. The Packers had their moments. There were a lot of times where I looked at it and it's like, the Packers could have did this. The Packers could have done that. But it's just nothing seemed to really be going their way. As I said, Jordan Love should have just never played today. I think, I'm not saying he was the reason why we lost. There was just a lot really going on. Detroit and their offensive line is incredible. I mean, at protecting Jared Goff. I mean, that's how they are. Their running backs are fantastic. But what's crazy is they have been blowing out teams left and right, Detroit. And we only held them to the defense really only held them to 17 points. And both the touchdowns, the offensive touchdowns, were both fourth down plays. So realistically, I'm not going to sit there and say, did the defense play terrible? Yes, there were some things. But at this point, the last play that, happened when the Detroit got the ball back, it was pretty clear. I think they just wanted to end the game. It was over. They wanted to try the onside kick to see if they can get into it, but there was really nothing they could do. But, there's a lot of things that do need to be worked out. On the Packers side, Jordan Love led the day, 23 of 39 passing, managed to play the whole game after people begged him not to come back in. 273 yards and an interception. The interception was the turning point pretty much of the game. Only down by a touchdown. Pretty much wanted to drive to maybe tie it or get a field goal to end the half. And a play that he should have just thrown it into the ground. Tried to maybe do a little screen pass to Jacobs, and Kirby Joseph just happened to be at the right spot at the right time. It just went right. I don't know how it happened, and obviously there was no one in front of him, and he just took it to the house. But that was the other touchdown today. But despite everything, we still outpassed and outran Detroit and still lost. Josh Jacobs, 13 carries, 95 yards and 2 catches for 13. Emmanuel Wilson, 4 carries for 28 and a catch for 1. And the only touchdown of the game. Chris Brooks even got some time, 2 carries for 13 and 3 catches for 28. Jaden Reed led the day, 5 catches for 113 yards. Watson had 3 for 37. Kraft had 4 for 34. Romeo Dobbs, 4 for 28. Bo Melton, a catch for 19. And not much for everyone else. But there was just a lot that really happened. Quay Walker, 12 total tackles on the day, 6 for Nixon, Cooper, and McKinney. No, nothing really there. Aaron Mosby and Rashawn Gary both combined for a sack. That was really the only defense that really did anything. Brandon McManus was 2 or 3 from the field goals, but I guess I'm not going to really sit there and say that I feel like they should have never went for a field goal in those rainy conditions, a long one in those rainy conditions. So I'm not going to really lay the bet on McManus for missing a long one in the rain. But and no one really punted. I mean, we did have to force Detroit to punt a lot, but a lot of it was because, the second half, once again, the defense actually did play better in the second half. We only allowed a touchdown. Our second half defense is a lot better, But again, this was a team that we really held them 17 points defensively. So, yes, I feel like this is a game we really could have won, but we didn't because of all the little things. The little things like the drop passes, the little nick of the penalties, even the missed field goal. We drove down, we got into field goal range because Brian Branch decided to lay out a hit and get himself ejected, and then he threw his middle fingers up, and boom, he for another 15 yards, but I guess drops what I mean. There were just so many games, and it's like we outpassed them, we outran them, and we still lost. It just, it's brutal, and obviously it had to do with the pick six was the game-changing play, but Jordan Love has thrown an interception in every game this season. It's just as much as Brett Favre. He's got to really start to clean up some plays. Even Brady mentioned it. Love didn't look at all terrible. It just was one. It just There were plays that were just good. There were plays that were bad, but clearly seeing Jordan Love out there today, he just did not look mobile. He was not going around trying. He just looked slow, and you could tell he really shouldn't have been out there today. And that's that. Detroit's stats: 18 to 22, 145 yards and a touchdown for Goff. I mean, Goff should be in the MVP consideration only because he's literally like, I mean, seriously, the guy literally is completing every single pass. It's just insanity. On the ground game, David Montgomery, 17 carries, 73 yards, and 3 catches for 23. Jahmyr Gibbs, 11 for 65 and 1 touchdown, as well as a catch for 11. And on the receiving end, 7 catches for 56 yards for Amon-Ra St. Brown and the touchdown. That was obviously on 4th down as well. 2 catches for 28 for Sam Laporta, a catch for 12 for Raymond, 2 catches for 12 for Patrick, a catch for 8 by Allen Robinson, a catch for 1 by Brian. Yeah, I mean, it's Amon-Ra's a number 1 receiver. It's pretty clear at that point. And then Jack Campbell, a great day, tackling 13 tackles, 17 for Carlton Davis. Kirby Joseph had a pass defendant as well as the interception. And Jake Bates only had 1 field goal, and that was that. Not too much to really say. I mean, and another thing, that we had no Jair Alexander and Evan Williams in the backfield. So that was another thing. I mean, we had no Jair, so it was hard. He was going to obviously be on Amon-Ra St. Brown, but obviously no one could really do a good job of covering him, unfortunately. But, I don't know what it is. Maybe he just doesn't like playing against number 1 receivers. I don't know. And Evan Williams, he when he's in there, the defense is a lot better out in coverage, I've noticed. But hopefully him and Jair are both going to be back after this bye week. I think it's smart. I think it's a great thing. Jacobs is a little banged up, but let him rest. Jair and Evan Williams can both be back at this bye week. Jordan Love can definitely get a big week of rest. I think that's very important. Detroit obviously in first place. They go to 7-1. Green Bay Packers fall to 6-3 before the bye. I'm not too disappointed at this because I said we weren't going to win this game. I'm not too bad about it. And 2, we also did not have Josh Myers. So we had Jenkins literally playing center where he had struggles trying to snap the ball. Well, there was just a lot going on, and I'm just going to look at this and go, you know what? Let's just try to move on, and we'll do better next. We'll do better. I think definitely when we face them in a couple weeks down the road on Thursday Night Football in Detroit, I think it might be a different game. I don't know, but definitely I think things are gonna hopefully start to be a lot better. But this is a chance for Love to really rest up and hopefully try to look better. I think there's a lot I noticed about him that's great. There's a lot I don't, but I really just want to see. But Toyotathon's coming, guys. I mean, then Love will start to play better because, of course, you know about all that. But anyways, I'm not too angry about everything. I think we'll just go into this, and then coming out of the bye week, tough month. We got to play in Chicago. It's going to be a tough, cold game. Chicago's got a great defense, but you know what? Chicago's really struggling. I mean, they lost to a Hail Mary, and now they got blown out by Arizona. So we'll see. And then you got the 49ers, the Dolphins, and the Lions again. It's going to be a tough month, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and as always, we will see you next time. Go Pack Go.